Kia ora, and welcome to Tuesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. Today will be dominated by the RBA rate review, especially as US financial markets are on holiday. It's their President's Day. Meanwhile, Canadian housing starts rose in January from December and came in 3.7% higher than year-ago levels. Montreal and Vancouver drove the demand increases. Across the Pacific, the Japanese economy continues its good rebound, with their growth rate beating estimates, and by quite a bit. Japan's GDP grew by 0.7% quarter-on-quarter in the fourth quarter of 2024, accelerating from an upwardly revised 0.4% expansion in the third quarter. This marked the third consecutive quarterly growth on the back of a strong rebound in business investment. Year-on-year, it's up 2.8%, which was very much better than the 1% expected. This is a very good result for Japan, who has struggled to expand for a long time. And don't forget, this is the world's fourth largest economy. Japan is also one of those economies that looks better in PPP terms. Singapore's exports fell in January and by 3.3%, and that was much more than the 0.3% dip expected. Chinese new vehicle sales dipped in January also from December. Not only was this the usual seasonal dip, it was more than expected, and the year-on-year change also dipped slightly, which is not something we've seen since the pandemic. It was a similar story for Indian exports, which fell in January from December to be 1.3% lower than the same month a year earlier. India is not a powerhouse exporter, and theirs are only about 10% of China's, and even less than Taiwan. They exported at about the same level as Australia and Vietnam. Those weak exports meant its trade deficit widened. At 4:30 p.m. this afternoon, we'll get the latest update from the RBA's cash rate target. Markets expect a 25 basis point cut to 4.10%, but you have to say the conviction is not high in that market. All three possibilities are still live: a cut, no change, or even a hike given their highish inflation levels. We'll know soon enough. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.49% and up 1 basis point from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at just under $2,898 an ounce, and up $15 from yesterday. And oil prices are up 50 cents in the US at just on $71 a barrel, while the international Brent price is unchanged at $75 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now at 57.4 US cents and unchanged from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down 10 basis points at 90.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're up 20 basis points at 54.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 67.2 and down 10 basis points from yesterday at this time. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $95,470 and down another 1.7% from yesterday. Volatility of the past 24 hours has been modest at plus or minus 1%. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.